Thank you, friends. My story this afternoon, my Talanoa, is about the transformation we have been making in the lives of a small community in Western Fiji. And the Fijians, who have now become standard bearers for our collective effort to bring affordable, clean, renewable energy to billions of people throughout the world. This tiny island of Vio is off the coast of our second city, Lotoka, where I grew up as a child, and there's a population of about 250 people. Not the city, this is the little island. Is the population of about 250 people living in fewer than 50 homes, in common with many small or isolated communities in the Pacific and across the world. The people of Vio have been beyond the reach of our national electricity grid. They used to make do with candle power in the old days, then kerosene lamps, and now, for the first time, they are about to enjoy the wonders of electricity 24 hours a day. What some may take for granted, the Vio community will soon be experiencing for the first time. Children being able to do their homework in proper light in the evenings, families having the ability to keep devices charged and maintain access to the internet. These are profound improvements for the people of Vio village. And we are doing this with the power of the sun. Indeed, Fiji is doing everything possible to make the switch to clean, renewable energy. And of course, further reduce our own greenhouse gas emissions by setting a goal of 100% renewable energy by 2030. This is part of the story when the hero comes in the form of Hollywood actor and humanitarian Leonardo DiCaprio. Because the Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation is assisting a charitable trust set up by my government, the Fiji Rural Electrification Fund, to build a solar battery hybrid energy system in Vio, using a microgrid to connect each of the homes with clean, renewable electricity. We've had the technical expertise in Fiji to do so through VT Renewables, a joint venture between a private solar developer, Synergis Limited, and our national power company, Electricity Fiji Limited, and a local organization, the Fiji Locally Managed Marine Area Network, is providing community engagement and training. But I want to warmly thank Leonardo DiCaprio and his team for having the vision and generosity to provide the seed funding for this project in Vio and help mobilize a second round of funding for 10 more communities under the program. Friends, this is not just charity. These communities will pay a retail tariff for the benefit of 24-hour access to solar battery power. And that revenue will be used by the Fiji Rural Electrification Fund to ensure continued services to the community and to expand the program to other communities. We have formed a private partnership in which the government also contributes to capital costs. And the goal is to eventually create a self-sustaining model in which the initial donor funding builds the first systems and the revenue generated supports the expansion of the program. As we acknowledge the generosity of Leonardo DiCaprio, we are also seeking other donors to scale up this program as quickly as possible to reach the roughly 400 other Fijian communities currently not served by the national grid. I commend it to anyone who believes that from little things, big things grow, and especially the challenge of bringing clean, renewable energy to small or isolated communities that either have no services yet or are totally reliant on fossil fuel generators that do not provide adequate services and are themselves costly to operate and maintain. The partnership that is pulling this together symbolizes the critical importance of the grand coalition I spoke about in my opening remarks, my government working with DiCaprio Foundation, as well as Fijian companies on the cutting edge of renewable technology to give a resounding answer to the question, where do we go from here? It is to bring the energy, innovation, and wealth of the private sector and donor community, plus all the elements of our grand coalition, to develop renewable energy projects that make a genuine difference in the lives of ordinary people and the health of our planet, and launch us firmly on a rapid transition to a zero net emission society, the theme of our Talanoa. In Bio, friends, it is already happening, and I'm convinced that this is a model that can be replicated throughout the Pacific and around the world. And if I could conclude, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say what a wonderful this afternoon has been, and to thank you all for your contributions to our Talanoa and giving life to a dialogue for more decisive action that we intend to take to COP24 in Poland in December, and all the way to the UN Secretary General's Climate Summit on increased ambition in New York next couple of weeks and beyond. The way that the world has embraced our Pacific concept of meaningful, blame-free engagement as the best way to move the climate action agenda forward fills me with pride and confidence. Because if the world can follow our example this afternoon and not only start appreciating the extent of the challenge we face, but exchanging ideas on how we can meet this challenge, we are moving a lot closer to a comprehensive and inclusive solution. Thank you for so enthusiastically embracing a concept of decision-making that comes from the heart of the Pacific, perhaps the most climate vulnerable region on Earth. Thank you for the great partnership between national governments, the state governments, business, civil society, the churches, and indigenous people that has brought us all together in this room. Let us now go forward and start implementing some of the ideas we've shared and together make a difference for the sake of all 7.5 billion people on Earth and the planet that is our only home. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you.